The day after my wife and I got divorced, I stayed at a cheap motel. The receptionist quietly said, "Room 6 is available. Just sign here." I did. My hands were trembling, not from sadness, but from the sheer weight of silence I hadn't expected. Divorce isn't loud like movies make it out to be. Sometimes it's just a quiet unspooling of everything familiar. The motel room smelled faintly of bleach and stale air. The bedspread had cigarette burns despite the no smoking sign on the door. I sat on the edge of the bed, still wearing the suit I'd worn to court. It was wrinkled, and the tie felt like a noose now. My phone buzzed a couple times, friends asking how I was, if I needed anything. I didn't reply. I didn't know what to say that wasn't soaked in emptiness. Around 1 a.m., I stepped outside to smoke, even though I hadn't in years. The night was thick and humid. The vending machine buzzed, and a cat darted under a parked car when I lit the cigarette. That's when I saw her. Room 5's door opened, and a woman stepped out. She was barefoot, wearing a sweatshirt and pajama shorts. She looked about my age, maybe younger. She noticed me, and for a moment, we just stared at each other, both caught in the middle of some quiet grief, or maybe insomnia. "You smoke?" I asked. "I quit, but I relapse at motels," she said. I laughed, surprised. She joined me under the flickering overhead light and asked, "Bad day?" "Worse," I said. "Same." We smoked in silence for a while. Her name was Mirai. I'd never heard that name before. She said it was from a dream her mother had before she was born. "I was supposed to be something special," she joked, then looked down. "I guess we both disappointed someone." I asked if she wanted to walk. She did. The motel backed into a service road lined with weeds and broken fence. We walked it like two ghosts unsure of where they'd died. She told me she was passing through after leaving her boyfriend in Atlanta. "He was the kind of man who could make you feel small without saying a word," she said. I told her about my marriage, about how we both just stopped fighting for it, and then realized we weren't even holding hands anymore. There was no dramatic moment, no big betrayal, just stillness. She said, "Sometimes silence is the loudest way to end something." We sat on a concrete slab behind the motel, feet dangling like kids. I asked what she was doing next. "No idea. You?" "Same. We didn't sleep together. That would have been too easy, too predictable." Instead, we talked until the sun showed up, pink and cold across the sky. When I checked out later that morning, she was already gone. No note, no number, just a faint smell of vanilla from where she'd sat beside me. I've thought of her 100 times since. Mirai, with her dream name and motel loneliness. Not because I loved her, but because she met me in that one perfect moment where we both needed to not feel invisible. Some people come into your life like a whisper and leave like smoke. That was Mirai.